Lee Freeman here for North Alabama Local History Video Adventures. We're here at Courtview, also known as Rogers Hall, which was built in 1855 by George Washington Foster, who had to obtain permission from the Alabama State Legislature before they would let him block Court Street to build the mansion. We're here because for many years this was the home of Emmet O'Neal, one of the 9 children of Alabama Governor Edward Asbury O'Neal Sr., and Emmet himself also a governor of Alabama. And as we talked about in our Edward Asbury O'Neal video, they were 2 of the father-son governors. In our previous episode on Edward Asbury O'Neal Sr., we mentioned the fact that Emmet O'Neal was one of Edward and Olivia O'Neal's 9 children, as well as one of the 5 governors with his father of Alabama from Lauderdale County. Emmet was born in 1853 in Lauderdale County. He went through the schools of Florence. He attended the University of Mississippi in 1870 and 1871 and received his law degree from the University of Alabama in 1873. He read law under his father, Edward Asbury O'Neal Sr., and was appointed to the Florence Bar in 1876, going into partnership with his father. Emmet was twice elected president of the Alabama Bar Association and served as a presidential elector on several occasions, and during the administration of President Grover Cleveland, 1893 to 1897, Emmet served as district attorney for northern Alabama. In 1891, Emmet O'Neal married Elizabeth Kirkman, and the couple had 2 children, Kirkman and Elizabeth. Emmet O'Neal served as governor of Alabama from 1911 to 1915. During the 1920s, he lived at Courtview Mansion behind me, which his heirs sold to the Rogers family of Rogers department store fame in 1922. Emmet O'Neal died Thursday, September 7th, 1922, at his home in Birmingham. He had gone to the Battle Creek Sanitarium in Battle Creek, Michigan, founded by Dr. John H. Kellogg, and interestingly, Dr. Kellogg's brother, William K. Kellogg, was the founder of the Kellogg cereal dynasty. Well, he had gone to Battle Creek, Michigan, to the Kellogg Sanitarium for treatment, and while there, he suffered a stroke of paralysis. The funeral was conducted from the home of his sister, Mrs. Sydenham Dudley, the following Saturday in Florence. And one of the most interesting, and it's kind of funny now, but I'm sure it wasn't funny to either of the men involved at the time, but there's an article from the Florence Herald of Saturday, August 17th, 1889, which says, quote, "In the case of the state versus Tom Malone for trespassing after warning on a certain piece of property on the edge of town, Malone was fined $20 in costs. Mr. Emmet O'Neal and the defendant, Tom Malone, had words about the giving of testimony, which resulted in Mr. O'Neal's using a chair over Tom's cranium. Both were fined $5 for contempt of court. A good deal of excitement was created for the time being." So here's Emmet O'Neal taking testimony in court from Tom Malone, who, as we would say in the South, gave him lip over his testimony, so he cracks a chair over his head. So, you know, Governor O'Neal may have had a somewhat volatile temper, or maybe he just had a bad day. So it strikes me as funny now, but I'm sure it didn't feel funny to Tom Malone when he got hit with a chair in court. So as far as I know, Emmet had an illustrious legal career, other than that one blemish on his legal career. That's the only thing I've ever read that would tend to mar his legal career, certainly as a lawyer in partnership with his father. Don't know what his dad thought about it. We're back in the Florence City Cemetery in the O'Neal burial plot of Emmet O'Neal, his wife Elizabeth Kirkman, and several of their family members. As we mentioned earlier, O'Neal was governor of Alabama from 1911 to 1915, and according to Bill McDonald and Ronald Pettis, 2 local historians, Emmet O'Neal was known as an intellectual while he was governor. He was probably one of the last orator, statesman governors in Alabama. So here we are in the Florence City Cemetery at the headstone of Emmet O'Neal, governor of Alabama, 1911 to 1915, writer, orator, statesman.